What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I am Alex, and boy, it's been a while since we've done this. Welcome in, just a hangout stream. Obviously so centric on God of War, or Gotham Knights, or Hogwarts Legacy. I've had themes the last 2 months really on the channel for all these live streams. It's been a while since we just kind of actually I did one on the second channel, but it's been a while since we just kind of sat back and talked about. Well, really more than just God of War, Gotham Knights, and Hogwarts Legacy. Of course, we still can talk about those things if that appears in the chat, but we can talk about anything. I've been playing some Evil West. I want to talk a little bit about that, and a lot of news really over the last couple days with The Witcher 3, a lot of new information for The Witcher 3 today, and some stuff I didn't cover on the channel. So welcome in. Happy early Thanksgiving. I won't be recording videos tomorrow, but videos will go up tomorrow, and then I'll be back on Friday. I probably won't live stream or anything, but there will be the videos and all that stuff on Friday. So welcome in. No, I will not live stream on Friday, Christy said, and I won't. But welcome in. What's up, everybody? Of course, you can help the channel out if you're watching afterwards just by, of course, leaving a like. If you're watching currently, well, also leaving a like. But super chats and, of course, YouTube memberships. We have YouTube memberships, which we're doing some pretty cool stuff with it. I think people are really liking the emojis, the exclusive videos every month. I had a pretty cool one up earlier this week for YouTube memberships of any tier. So yeah, let me start with Evil West because I've been playing that, and I am kind of, I'm disappointed in myself because I can't get you guys a review super quick on Evil West, but I'm going to try to do a review of the game on Friday, where the review will hopefully go up on Friday or on Saturday. But I am, if you want my quick first 3 hours in impressions, I'm loving the game. The game is awesome. It is fun. It really is, if you saw reviews that talked about it being like God of War and The Order 1886. That's kind of what this game is. It's The Order 1886. It actually really makes me want to go back, and I think I'm going to, play The Order 1886 again. But it really captures the mythology and just the alternate reality. I guess Wolfenstein would be another good example, but it really screams The Order 1886. And then the combat is very, very much God of War. Very much God of War. And it's not as good as God of War, but it's different, and it doesn't really need to be as good. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying Evil West. So if you want my first 3 hour impressions, that's it. Maybe go out and get the game. The issue, of course, is the length of time that the game is versus how much the game is. So the game is $50 on Steam. That's where I got it. And it's $60 on consoles. And the game is 8 hours. So not, a lot of time for your money spent. But, if I look at it like Kena Bridge of Spirits, which was $40, and it was an 8 hour game. Sifu, Stray. I mean, there's a lot of smaller games that cost an okay amount of money that's probably annoying to spend for sure, but if it leaves an impression on you, and in Evil West does leave an impression on me. So yeah. Hello. Thoughts on Elon buying Twitter? I think it's funny. Yeah, I actually made a video on that on my second channel, and overall, I'm okay with it. I think we all kind of overreacted when Twitter was burning to the ground and was going to shut down that night. Twitter has always been awful though, so it's still kind of awful. But I want to give them a chance, and I like Twitter. You can follow me at Twitter, Podcast Now 15. I hope WB invites you to do a showcase. Will never happen. I think it's going to be retro. I mean, I would put money down on that. Philip, what's up? Parker, what's up? Hey, Alex, big fan of you and Sophia Narwitz and Colin Moriarty, honest game journalists. Yes, those are two great. Sophia really, she steps into some dirty areas with, and her jokes. She's got a very dark sense of humor on Twitter. So I can see why people don't like her. But I respect the journalist in her, and then Colin, of course. There's not too much to say. I love Colin Moriarty. What's up, Alex? Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, buddy. You too. All of you guys, happy Thanksgiving. Whether you celebrate it or not. The thing you, of course, realize on YouTube is that not everybody, tomorrow, while I won't be making videos, maybe some people will be making videos because some people don't celebrate or care. Talbot, what's up? The Order 1886 is not a bad game. I enjoyed it. Well, see, I kind of am in agreement. Like, when I played the Order, and that's why I want to replay it. I definitely want to replay it, because when I first played the Order, I kind of said what other positive people say about the game, where, like, I like the lore visually, but I felt like it needed to be double the length, or it needed a sequel to continue to flesh out the world. It just was so probably underdeveloped, or you don't even play it, that, like, the combat, it leaves a lot to be desired. But in some aspects, it is a good game. But I think Evil West, with how I feel about it, like, I want to play, or I'm going to finish Evil West, and then eventually, when I have some spare time, I mean, the Order is like 5 hours long. So when I do have some spare time, I think I'm going to go back, play the Order 1886. I wrote it down, actually, so I don't forget. And then I will probably make an essay video, a retrospective on the channel. Evil West remind me of the game Wet and God of War. Game Wet. I've never heard of Wet. It's underrated, the Order 1886. I think some aspects are underrated. I don't think the game deserves to be, like, outstanding. I do have a question. What games are you hoping, or do you think will be announced at the Video Game Awards? Yes. So, well, one thing to, of course, shout out or promote of my own, right? I will be co-streaming it, so that'll be, we can all watch it together. And I think starting Friday or over the weekend, I'm going to start to do, videos on my predictions. But if you want, like, a quickie, obviously Wampa League, I do think is going to be there. I do think Diablo will be there. I think Final Fantasy. Those are kind of all based off of rumors. My big prediction is BioShock. I think the BioShock game will be at the Game Awards. And I have reasons, and I'll go over those reasons, like, in the video I make, but that would be, like, my big one. And then I guess if you want to go, like, specific, like what would Xbox maybe do? I mean, we saw Hellblade, right? Hellblade was last year. I don't know, like, Redfall and Starfield I don't really think would be there. Maybe Hellblade, or maybe if, like, a Fable is ready to be shown as a trailer, that would make sense to be there. You got to think of, like, far out games that aren't even necessarily in next year. And the issue with that is some of those we don't even know exist, right? And then they would be announced for like Wonder Woman last year. We didn't even know that was existing. So that's a tough one. But BioShock is my big one. Nick Victory Fire, what's up, buddy? Twitter is not going anywhere. I agree. Twitter has a lot of toxic people, but there are great people like you, Alec. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I try to have fun on Twitter, and it's a blast. I'm about 5 hours into Evil West and loving it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm gonna say it in the review, and I've said it, like, in the past. It just seems like it does seem like a game that would get, like, 7s or 8s, and there's nothing really wrong with that, because it's a game that it feels a little old. Like, its layout feels like a game of a different era than this. Where you walk a couple steps, you got your shimmying or your puzzle solving, and then you get into an open area, and then there's a small cut because it can't render it. There's a cut, and then enemies appear, and then you fight them, and you go, and then there's a cut scene, and it very much feels like a game that was made back in, like, 2009. But there's nothing too wrong with that. I kind of like it. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. Twitter ain't super bad, but also has great people. Yes, I agree. I liked Razor Fist review of the Order 18 where he tear it apart, but somehow I enjoyed the game. I never watched his review of the Order 1886. I remember playing it. I beat it in, like, a day and a half because I didn't know it was going to be 5 hours long, but it was. And a day and a half is then I think I played it at night to start it, and then I just beat it the next day. Like, it wasn't even that. It's a short, I mean, it's like 5 hours. It's a very short game. And see, that is kind of an issue because it didn't feel complete. It kind of felt like it left stuff on the table. It's 5 hours, and it was a full price game. It's a 60. So again, you go into, is the price worth the length of time? And it's different for every game. Like, if Evil West, 8 hours, $50, is that worth it? Is 5 hours for the Order worth $60? It depends on the person, depends on the game. I think the Order is probably worth it at like $20, $30, $40. I think it's worth it there. Do you feel they're going to show something in the Game Awards? I think they're going to show stuff. Yeah. I still have the game Wet. Let me look it up. He's maybe seeing the box cover. What? Oh, yes, I recognize that. I've never played it. What is a 2009 third-person shooter action game? Oh, it's published by Bethesda. Look at that. Yeah, I never played that game. I probably saw it on like store shelves or something, but I never did it. I want to see Fable or Avowed. Oh, yes, Avowed. That's a good one. Avowed is a good one. Of course, I would pull out like Dragon Age. Jedi Survivor is rumored to be there. So I think even the stuff that we know from rumors that's going to be at the Game Awards, it can be a pretty big show. And hopefully there's a couple surprises that Jeff is tucking away. Hi, Alex. Hello. We didn't know last year that David Cage was made. Yes. Star Wars Eclipse is a good example. There's just some games you get every year at the Game Awards that you just don't see coming because it's impossible. You just literally don't know that the studio is making it. I will say, I think like a Sony or Microsoft thing, we probably would see the game coming. So it wouldn't be like or even Nintendo. I think like the big ones, we're not going to get like shocked with something kind of. I think it would be from like a Square Enix or a Warner Bros. Or something like that. They would show something we don't even know. As you think of Quantic Dream, who's paying attention to Quantic Dream every single day? Warner Bros. With Wonder Woman, even like Wumpa League. Like if you're not paying attention to the rumors and then you see Wumpa League, it's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? So those are all ideas. What game trailers do you think will be at the Game Awards? Well, I think any of them, like Jedi Survivor, would have a trailer with it. Like my prediction of BioShock, I think they would show like a reveal trailer. So stuff like that. Wumpa League would probably be like it would be a mix of a gameplay trailer mixed with a reveal. It'd be a reveal game. It would be I don't even think those exist. A reveal trailer that happens to have gameplay in it. I think would be something like that. I'm gonna wait to get Evil West. Do you think they will add DLC? Well, I don't know the ending, so I don't know necessarily where it could go, but it's possible. I think it's kind of a game that doesn't get. But you know what Evil West does? You know what Evil West reminds me of? Is Metal Hellsinger, which I also played and I also reviewed. I actually got Metal Hellsinger early. I played it like 2 weeks early or something crazy. And both of them are like, they're kind of copying better games and they're taking some inspiration, but they're also kind of fun in their own right. Like Metal Hellsinger didn't like change my life when I played it, but it was like a real solid game. Like I think back to Metal Hellsinger and I'm like, like keeping up with the beat and shooting, and it was a lot of fun. Like I think back very fondly, and I think I'm going to do that for Evil West. Like those are kind of special games that you think back of and you say, they didn't change the world. They're not my game of the year, but they're fun. They're good fun. And Evil West reminds me a lot of that in Metal, probably because they both are also like Doom. Metal Hellsinger is a lot like Doom, and Evil West has a Doom element to it as well. Evil West is fun, but I'm in no way invested in the story. Struggle is a bit different. Good game, though. I should be done with it soon. Yeah, I'm 3 hours. We don't have to compare. We don't have to say the story out loud, I should say. But it's okay. I think, and the boy Dave, I don't know if you agree with this. I think one of the issues with the story is that some of it is very campy. Like some characters seem like they're acting in a different video game that doesn't take itself seriously, and then some actually do take themselves seriously. So like the main character, I actually think is pretty good and fits the game. But there's some characters that are like so over the top and they just have personalities that don't fit the world that they're in. And it's odd. It feels like they're not characters made for that game. And it's just, I don't think that helps. Quick reminder, of course, if you're liking the stream, both now when you're watching it live or later, make sure you guys hit the like button. Helps the video out, as we always say, as us YouTubers say. But yeah, just hit the like button. Helps us out. Play the Ratchet & Clank franchise? I did. They put the first 5. Yes, I'm pretty spotty with it historically. I can't tell you. I played the reboot, and I've played it, I played the reboot a ton. I liked it a lot, and then Rift Apart. And I've played here and there of the games in the past. But I am a general fan of the franchise, and I loved Rift Apart. Loved it. I really did. And I say if they want to stab at the Sly Cooper franchise, give it to them. Because they know how to make you know, animals do video games. They know how to do it. Evil West feels like DMC meets. It's not as fast as Devil May Cry, I would say. But I could see it. It's time to show DMC 6, maybe. Indiana Jones by Machine Games. Yep, that's a good one. That is a good one. The thing you got to remember, right, with the Game Awards is that he doesn't stack too much with any company. So you can't ask. Well, you can ask for whatever you want, but don't expect it. Like Fable, Avowed, Hellblade, Indiana Jones, State of Decay. Like, you know, he's not going to do 6. It's not an Xbox show. I don't say that as like an anti-Xbox thing. He has said that before, Jeff, where he doesn't want it to be perceived as a show, a Sony show, an Xbox show, etc. So he only does a couple max. He'll do like 2 announcements per each studio to make it fair, which I like. I mean, I don't know what he turns down or what he doesn't ask for, but he is pretty fair with kind of keeping it neutral. It's not nobody accuses him of the shows being like, oh, this is a PlayStation show, you're a sellout. Nobody's really ever, nobody really says that. He does a really good job with that, I would say. So he'll have some stuff up his sleeve. He always has stuff up his sleeve, and he always has good shoes too. Marvel, Spider-Man 2. That could be Sony's thing. Missed the last 2 live streams. What's up, Alex? What's up, buddy? No worries. I said earlier, this is the first. I looked back because I was like, when's the last time I did just like a hangout stream? And I love doing these. And I did one on the second channel, like mid-October. So it hasn't been that long. It's been like a month. But on this channel, kind of just this hangout, talk about whatever, it's been like 2 months. It's been like since mid-September, September 16th or something, since we didn't have Hogwarts or Gotham Knights or God of War centric streams. So it's good to do this because, in the next couple of weeks, there'll be more Hogwarts ones, and there'll be the Game Awards, though, so we'll kind of mix it up a bit. Wonder Woman definitely needs to be shown something. Yeah. Well, it's been 1 year. It's been a long time, but it hasn't been like 4 years or anything nuts. It's been just 1. I don't think Wonder Woman, honestly, will show up. I don't. Suicide Squad could. Some characters from Evil West seem like they are in a different video. Yeah, they do. But I like the main guy. Evil West reminds me of Dark Watch, a PS2 game, Jennifer Hale. Now, that game also sounds familiar. I actually never played The Witcher 3, so really looking forward to playing with a new update. Nice. But I do want to finish Crisis Core first since it comes out the day before. Oh, my God, yeah. Yeah, and I've said it, this is a busy time, and even these smaller things, they're pretty big. So even at the end of the year, I never really count Witcher 3 because it's the same game, but it really, there's a lot coming to it, right? There's a lot there. So for me, Crisis Core is the ending, but my wife is most likely going to replay Witcher 3 because I played it last summer. So she'll probably play it through with the update, and I'm excited to watch and see. We got to try the Netflix quest because they added that quest inspired by the Netflix show. That'll be interesting to see the quality level there, but tons of stuff, and the cross save progression and photo mode, of course. There's a lot coming to it. It doesn't look like, it's not a remake. It doesn't look like a 2022 game. It still looks like The Witcher 3, and that's okay. But the amount of stuff that they're adding to it, almost 8, it'll be, December, May. So yeah, almost 8 years later, quite a big update for free. And you can buy the game right now for $5-10. If you still don't have The Witcher, Black Friday sales, you can get it for $5-10. So, quite a deal. What Sony franchises would you like to make a comeback? Oh, that's easy. Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper. Jack and Daxter is a good one. Siphon Filter is a good one. So for me, it would be Sly, and then a mix of, not in any order, Sly, and then now there's not an order. Resistance, Infamous, PlayStation All-Stars, Battle Royale. Those 3. Sly would be definitively number 1. And then, I really do miss Infamous, and I loved Infamous a lot. Resistance, I think, is just so severely underrated and underplayed. Really undersold, So, yeah. It took a bit to get used to, but the story of the game doesn't progress with the actual gameplay. It's like cutscenes. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, I like the placement of the cutscenes. I think they look pretty nice. It starts like the first 2 hours is pretty good with the cutscenes of the game and the story and pushing it forward. But maybe it slows down, right? Like I'm 3 hours in. I'll play a couple more hours tonight, finish it Friday, and do a review Friday. Hopefully that's the plan. Yes, about his shoes. Yep. People are still saying the second half of 2022 for gaming is dead. No, I feel like it's been pretty steady with games and gaming news. Yeah, I think from October, well, you could probably stretch it to September. You could probably stretch it even when Destroy All Humans 2 came out, which was end of August. There's been a ton of, like, we're in a stretch of a lot. Like, October on, there's been so much. So, definitely not dead. Gaming news, the year has been so up and down. And I guess I can probably attest for that better than most people could. There's been some months where it's like severely there's nothing going on in the gaming news, which is annoying and / worrying for the channel. And then I got to kind of get creative. But it's been up and down. There's been some months. Well, there was, you know how you can tell? On my second channel, there was that month stretch, right, where I did like the recap videos every day. I had like 6 news topics in every video for like a month. And that was a busy month. That was packed. But then there were some months where I struggled to even come up with 2 news stories every day because there was nothing. So it's been very up and down. And I would argue it's been up and down with games too. But we've had really good stretches, and we're in a really good stretch. It's just, it has not been consistent. And hopefully next year it can. Because next year looks like at least January through May should be pretty big every month. Like there really isn't a month where it's like dead. Whereas this year, there were many months that were dead. Or there was one game. Like Lego Star Wars was April's game. Evil Dead was May. I can't even think of June. Was there even anything in June? There's nothing in July. Stray and As Dusk Falls was July. Like there's just been some months that were bad. Even January of this past year, I don't think had anything. But then February obviously was huge. So, but this upcoming year, January starts big too. It doesn't end. And I'm excited for that. I do hope we see Fable, and I also hope they don't do the modern audience. Oh, they are. They are. But what does that mean? We'll see. Sly Cooper would be a great game to get a remake. Oh, you're speaking to the I don't even know what you would call me. I'm not the choir. I'm a leader of a movement. I'd like to try to be. Infamous Son as well. Sold, or you mean Second Son? I really loved Infamous 1 and 2. I really love Festival of Blood. Second Son, I feel like I would warm up to it if I played it again. At the time, like when it first came out, I was not really a big fan of Second Son. I thought they kind of dropped the ball. I liked First Light a lot. But I didn't really like Second Son. But we'll see. Cute, yeah, the dogs. They're walking around. They were walking around. To be honest, not all every year going to be hammered with games. Yeah. But like some years are better than others. Like I kind of think historically, and also, there's a debate like quantity versus quality. Like the big games of last year would not really stand up to the big games of other years. This year we've had 2. I never count Call of Duty, but you got Elden Ring and you got God of War. You also have Horizon. I think Callisto is going to be big, and there's others. But, this year had kind of 2 titans. But you can go back a couple of years, and there was several. There'd be more than 2 every year. So depends on the year, and the stuff around the world obviously messed with it. But there's some, like, historically incredible years. Like 2011 is historically an insane year for games. There's more. I think, was it 20? There was a year kind of in the mid 2010s that was also considered very big. 2018 maybe. That's not really mid, but you get my point. Yeah, 2023 is gonna be nonstop. Hopefully. MGS3 remake trailer. Ooh, that's possible. You got Konami. Nobody really keeps track of Konami, right? Besides keeping track of Silent Hill. I would love to see a remake of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I liked 3. And I know it was on the Switch, and not everybody liked it, and people also were mad it was only on the Switch, but I liked it, so I really liked The Devil in Me. It was really buggy until the patch came out the other day. Until Dawn is still my favorite. Yeah, I mean, well, to go into Devil in Me real fast, to go off on a tangent. Well, one thing that's funny is, yes, so I beat the game, right? And I did the review, and then the day after I recorded the review Saturday night, and then it went up Sunday morning. And I think Sunday they did a patch, or maybe it was Monday. So within like a day or two after I did the review, it was patched. And to be fair to them, I heard and saw that I probably played it on like the worst thing. I think PS5 and Series X were the worst running. But if you played it on like PS4, it actually was fine from what I saw. PC as well. So, but at the same time, like I don't, I gotta hold that against the game. Like I bought the game on a system, and I don't care, what if one of them was better than the other. I bought it on a system that the game was out on, and it didn't run at all, like, well. So, and I would argue, controversially, it is easily the weakest of the 4 Dark Pictures anthology. The characters are more stupid than ever before. They are so uneven with acting. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. The killer is laughably bad to me. The plot, how they get there. I told my wife this, and I'll stop bashing the game after this, but so a big part, if you guys don't know, and some of you have played The Devil in Me, but one thing I laughed out loud at is, so the walls, like it very much is just, they press buttons and like walls will shift in rooms, like everything will move. So the characters are such bright individuals that they don't stick together, even when they say, hey, let's stick together, and they're all running, and they're supposed to kind of be, like, if you're in that situation, I'd almost hold hands, because you're connected to somebody. So what they do in this game is everybody is they're like 10 feet away talking to each other, and they say, oh, we're going to run this way, but they know the walls shift and cut each other off, and they don't stick together. So one will run, and then a character will be like 15 feet and will be like, oh, I guess I'm going this way too. And then the wall will, and then they'll turn around and they'll act so surprised that the wall separated them. And it's like, just stick together. And by stick together, I don't mean one of you is at one end of the hallway and the other is at the other end. Literally hold hands. And, I won't harp on it too much longer, but that I laughed. I was like, you guys are so stupid. And I wouldn't complain as much if they weren't shocked so many times. They're like, oh man, because they'll like pound on the wall, and they'll be like, dang it or damn it, like they just cut me off, and it's like, just stick together then. Oh my god, I don't want to get my blood pressure too high. I could probably record another review just talking about that game, but it didn't get. I know you guys can't see dislikes. It got some dislikes. My Devil in Me review. It got some dislikes, which is okay. It got more likes than dislikes, but it did get dislikes. Since I'm a comic book fan, I had hope for Gotham Knights, but honestly, that game was so disappointing. Yeah, and that's fair. I don't want to come across, like oblivious. Is that the right word? Like I see both sides of it. One thing that I think was funny, I'll tell you another, YouTube behind the scenes story. So the Gotham Knights video, I think maybe has one dislike, and the rest are all likes. So when you guys see the likes on the thing, it's got like one dislike. So nobody, and there's like no negative comments against me. But I immediately, when I put that video up talking positively about that heroic assault on Tuesday, I lost 3 subscribers, like immediately. And I'm like, well, no negative comments, no dislikes, no nothing. And then I lose 3 people. But what you do see in the comments of Gotham Knights, that video I just did yesterday, right? Or 2 days ago, people don't like it. But it depends on what pocket of the internet you go down, because there are some people that really do like it. I still see people on Twitter that talk about liking it, or they're still playing it. No, I don't think there's many people that are still playing it, but you see them. They're loud online, and that's okay. I'm not saying it's a negative, but yeah, my opinion of it, looking back, like I maybe like to do something like that, and maybe we will, like looking back at it months later. I kind of talked about it in that video. It is what it is. I don't like the way it went. I don't think they probably liked how it was received or how many people are playing it now. It's not a good look necessarily, but I can't say I hated it. I can't say it. And I can't say I wasted my time or I feel like, I feel so disappointed in the game. Like I will say this. It was kind of just a game that came and went. And I will say my hope for it was not to do that, right? You cover a game as I did for like 4 years. It's such a big part of the channel. There's a lot of people of you guys that, watch me to listen to my thoughts on it. We want it to kind of be a thing. And I said that, I said that going into Gotham Knights. I think this game is going to be okay or good or whatever, but it's not going to be like a step forward for gaming. And, the Arkham games pushed gaming forward in at least that genre. It pushed it forward. It was something new and something that it really kind of shook the gaming industry. It was like, wow, this is a big thing. Gotham Knights was just another game. It came out. People liked it, people didn't like it, and then it ended, and that's it. And that is in a way disappointing because I think people wanted more from that than for that to happen. It'd be the same thing. Yes, babe. Yes. My wife's playing. Which one do you have? My wife's playing Pokemon Scarlet, and my daughter has Violet. Oh God, I forgot what I was saying. It'd be like if Hogwarts came out. And then if people stop talking about it after like 4 days, like that, you talk about it so much, it's got such a big, it's like a zeitgeist-like thing, and then it just kind of ends. That's disappointing. God of War's hung around, so it's interesting. We also had the virus for a few years who did slow down the games. That virus did do some things, didn't it? Alex, I saw both your rant on Life is Strange 2 and Game Boomers playing Life is Strange 2 saying the game hammers you over the head. You watch some channels I've never heard of. I don't know who Game Boomers are. Yeah. I one day want to go back to do like a retrospective on Life is Strange 2 because I hated it. But, man, I got in so much controversy as in just certain comments didn't like me back then. But I feel like people are a little bit more understanding now, oddly enough. So I don't know. One day, I want to go back to Life is Strange 2, but I also hated the game so much. I really don't think my opinion's going to change. So why put myself through the pain? Like, why actually do that to myself? You know what I mean? Aaron and Mark had me about to turn off the game in the devil in me, but I put the game over Man of Medan. Okay, Aaron was the one who had asthma, and Mark, okay, I know who you're talking about. Honestly, well, I guess it depends on what you do. Mark wasn't too bad, and Aaron actually, I would say, yeah. I mean, they weren't good, but they weren't. I really didn't like Charlie. He was kind of all over the place. I don't remember. Was it Kate? What was the Scottish girl? If she even is Scottish. Oh, by the way, this is only to the boy Dave or anybody who played the Devil in Me. Was she supposed to have her accent? Because it sounded like she was trying to hide it, but then it showed up so often that I couldn't tell if the point was to hide her accent or her character had partially she had an accent. I don't know. I would have, I don't want to skip. Do you believe God of War Ragnarok might get some DLCs? Funny enough, there's a video going up tomorrow on that. And I think the answer is no, but I do have a video for that. Good question. I would have loved for them to lean into Jigsaw. Agreed. Instead of forcing our characters into the situations. They run into rooms, and then the door closes behind them, and the puzzle has begun. And by puzzle, it's like a one-choice thing. It's not like you have to do something grotesque or I don't know. Again, I really could do like a podcast, a literal, like an hour. Maybe I'll do it one day, like a 1 hour podcast on The Devil in Me. But again, people didn't. People had some problems. I find Gotham Knights a pretty good game. It might not be the best game, but it was a fun game. Yeah, and sometimes games, only have to be fun, or people don't care too much, right? I have a question. I have 3 questions to ask. Go ahead, Chief Commando. I'm trying to read. These are the streams. I just read everything, so you don't even have to say that. You could just it's okay to say that, but you could just leave the questions, and I will read them. I will read them. Make sure, again, if you got another reminder, if you guys would leave a like, would appreciate it. Best of luck to both of them playing Scarlet and Violet. Both are good games, even if they have some problems here and there. Yeah, I think the frame rate, right? The frame. She only has frame rate issues, my wife. So, gonna go have a great Thanksgiving, Alex and everyone. Thanks, buddy. You too, Talbot. Have a good Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of turkey. I didn't care for forced politics and Life is Strange 2. Not even that. I don't care for the fact that the whole game is just a political message. It's not even a game. So that's another thing. As long as Suicide Squad Kill It Justice League is decent, I'll be happy. One thing I've noticed from looking online at people that were into, whether they liked or didn't like Gotham Knights, but that group, when you talk to them about Suicide Squad, a lot of them actually don't like how Suicide Squad looks, which is kind of weird because I always thought Suicide Squad was the more likable game that people were looking forward to more. I think it just happened that Gotham Knights was first, so DC fans, they're a group and they go after, not go after, they are interested in like the next game, like in order, sequentially. So I always thought that, but it does seem like some Gotham Knights fans don't like Suicide Squad. I don't know. I'm so ready for Callisto. Oh, me too. I will say, the season pass thing with the death animations, not a good look. There are many people upset. My video that I did, blowing up, getting great numbers. Thank you to anybody who watched it. But there's a lot of, not negativity at me, negativity at them for the kills and stuff. Again, I said it in that video. I am conflicted because death animations should not really be DLC. That's pretty dumb. But it's a small part. Like, there's 2 new modes and story DLC in the season pass. And then the death animations are just part of that. But you get quite meaty things in that season pass. So it's not like the season pass is just death animations. It's just that death animations are part of it, which is kind of an issue. Why did you stop making news of the day videos on PN Plus? I said it earlier. So I will go back to it. I will. But what happened basically was there was a section of time where we got, no joke, right? And I said that in the second channel. We got like 5 or 6 or 7 news stories every single day. And there was enough to do something like that. I will say, like, today was pretty busy, but I was doing some stuff these last couple days. Basically, all I'm saying is that didn't last long. So there has been months since I started doing that where I would struggle, like myself, off camera, you wouldn't see it. I struggled to find topics for news in general. I like to have at least 2 news videos a day. I really do. Not even just for me. Like, I like to give you guys news on games that I think you would care about or I know you're interested in. I like to do it. And so I try to do at least 1 news video on this channel, and then I try to make it the only video that goes up on the second channel. There were, I'm telling you, some days, the last 2 months, I'd find 1 story, and I'd be I'd sit here and I would just scour the internet. I really couldn't find much. There's been some dead days. So when there, long answer, even longer, when there are days where there's a ton of stories and I'm not so busy, because I've been making a lot of videos for Thanksgiving, to buffer stuff, I will go back to it. I'll do because those news videos on the second channel did really well. People really liked them. Got more views, got more likes, I think, than normal videos would. So people seem to like it, and I'm happy about that. It was a kind of a unique, new idea for me, so I'm glad that it worked. I'm not too sure about the accent. Yeah, I know. So, like, the actress has an accent. I know that. And then the game character, at first, I thought she was hiding the accent, but then I would hear it slip into the dialogue. And I was like, there's no way she's hiding it. It's got to be part of her character. But there would be lines where she wouldn't have but it could just be her. It could just be the actress. She has the accent, but it's not super strong. She can kind of disguise it a little bit. I don't know. But it was distracting because I liked her. I actually kind of liked her character, but I always was like listening to the voice, and I was like, was the plan to hide her accent, or did they want it, or what's going on? People getting so upset over someone's opinion of a game is so dumb. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, people. I'll see that on Twitter sometimes where people are like, I'll never get into fights about people for their opinion on a game. Like, that's so stupid. And I read that and I think, wow, that's my entire life. Like, all I do, I'm in the world where everybody just gets mad or has an opinion on somebody's opinion, whether, and it could be a critique or it could be something good about the opinion, whatever. But it's just kind of funny, you'll see the comments where people outside of our little zone of the world are like, who would care about somebody else's opinion on a game? And then you step into the world we live in, and it's like, oh, everybody cares about what you think about a game, right? It's odd. It's odd because not everybody thinks that. But again, that's what you find, as you go on the internet. Not everybody thinks the same. Not everybody is the same, and that's good. That's good. Okay, I have 3 questions. Let's do it. Will Hogwarts Legacy music get me a copyright claim? Oh God. I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure other people have done it. So no. How long will Dead Island 2 be? Hopefully like a 30, 40 hour thing, I'd imagine. Do you think Callisto Protocol is based on Dead Space 1 and 2? No, but it's heavily... I think Glenn Schofield said that he is like a sci-fi horror guy. Like, that's who he is. So it's not like a copy of it. I think he just thinks space horror is kind of like his bread and butter. So I think that's why. That's why I didn't like Erin too much. She's just like, a weird... a weird, mysterious room that doesn't look suspicious or alarming at all. And she's the one, the boy Dave, if you watch my review, she's the one at the end of the game. You can get her to say that all the stuff that got them into that situation, she's the one that says, all those were really weird, going into the car and giving away our phones. And it's like, no duh, Sherlock. Like, oh my God. I don't know if you're into it, but what do you think about the new Need for Speed game coming out? Yeah, I can talk. Well, this is an interesting, I want to get even your guys. So have you guys seen, let me know if you've seen it. Have you guys seen the Need for Speed drama that's happened with their social media person? Because it seems very split. I will say I think it's very not good to have your social media person go after fans, but some people really think it's cool in an edgy way. It seems very split to me, but I've never thought highly or lowly. I've never thought too of either side of Need for Speed. I've always waited for Need for Speed to kind of like pull me in, and it never has. Although this year's, I would have probably gotten it if it came out during a more dead period, but it comes out the same day as Callisto and Midnight Suns. And I am not going to buy 3 full-price games on the same day. And I can't play 3 full-price games on the same day either. So, know what happened? I heard a lot. Okay, so basically... Yeah, so basically what happened with it is there was... I think part of their pre-order bonus, or maybe it's an edition of the game or something, you could play the game 3 days early. And so they said, like, you asked, we answered. You can play the game 3 days early by doing this. And there was a comment that ratioed them. There was a guy who has like 100 followers, and he commented, well, let me, can I look it up? Why, instead of doing that, why don't I put my skills to work here? Let's find it. I think Push Square did a thing on it. Let me try to find it. Yeah. Okay. See, the Dexerto, however you say it, they are laughing at the person. They're not laughing at Need for Speed. I don't think this is the way to do it, but obviously, I'm not everybody. All right. So you asked, we listened. pre-order Need for Speed Unbound Palace Edition today. So it is an edition for 3-day early access. Hold on, what did we ask for and what did you listen to exactly to pay more to get 3 days early access? And this tweet ratioed this tweet. Now, they don't show that, but it did. And then gameplay video, 3-day early access was always there. Reading is fundamental. Right, charging extra to your loyal fan base to play 3 days early isn't really cool and a bit exploitative. Customer relations is fundamental. Milkshake brain. Milkshake Company really ratioed them. Cry about it, bro, or buy regular price. I don't care. I was going to buy your game on release day, but due to the admin of this account, you've lost the sale. Well done. Stay edgy and keep being relevant for the 12-year-olds. You ain't half as cool as you think, Chief. You're an embarrassment and unprofessional. I'm not reading all that. Sorry that happened to you, or congratulations. So, to me, how do I change this? To me, very unprofessional. There's a lot of people in this Twitter thread that I just read that are fully on Need for Speed's side. I mean, they are being edgy, and maybe they're trying to copy what the game is about. Like, the game is kind of like an edgy punk-like thing, and so maybe that's what they're doing. But it just comes across, and I always say this, like, if you're a company and somebody comes at you with those comments, either ignore them or just say something like, sorry you feel that way. Kind of what they said in the whole, not what they said, but a little bit, where they said, like, buy it full, just buy the normal edition. They could say something like, well, sorry you feel that way, but you don't have to buy that edition. It's only for people that want to play it early. You can just buy the normal edition. That's totally cool. Like, I think that's fine. I don't know why you needed to Milkshake Brain. Like, that is real. Milkshake Brain, and then he said Milkshake Company, and he ratioed them. So, I don't know. There's a lot of people that are on Need for Speed side. You know, I'm not here to argue. If you guys think that was funny from Need for Speed, that's okay. I think it's pretty unprofessional, though. To me. Let me see what you guys think about Need for Speed, and then I'll go back up. Let's see. Yeah, it's an EA. Yeah. I'm not surprised considering it's an EA company. Seems like the scum goes from the top of the pedestal all the way down. People want that admin for Need for Speed fired. They aren't letting up on it. Okay. Childish. That's how yes, Keith. That's how Saints Row was. Now, when I first saw this, I thought of Saints Row. I was thinking, why are companies doing this? Why are they allowing people to do this? I don't know. Did people think, though, that Saints Row was also being edgy and cool when they did it? I kind of feel as if the comment from that guy, the stay edgy and keep being relevant for 12-year-olds, I kind of do feel like these tweets appeal to younger people. I'm not, like, saying younger people are dumber, or whatever, but the way Need for Speed's, the guy who ran that account, it's childish. It just seems like something a teenager would say, not something a 30-something-year-old adult social media manager would tweet. Whether it's right or wrong, I mean, maybe it is the right thing to do. Maybe this actually gets them more sales. I don't know. But to me, it comes across as if the guy writing the tweet is like 16, doesn't care. And that's not a professional. That's not how you do it. So, yeah. If you get a message from me with a Need for Speed screenshot, thank you. I was considering a video on it, honestly, but everybody's kind of talking about it there. Obviously, there are some people that didn't see it, so maybe I should have made a video. But yeah. All right, let me go back up. If you guys want to keep talking Need for Speed, we can. See, that was a fun little tangent. Let me go back up, see what comments I missed, and then we'll catch back up. I liked how both Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad look. I'm a huge DC fan, so those are some of my most anticipated games, but I'm actually kind of excited. Oh, I am way more excited to see Wonder Woman than I ever was Gotham Knights or Suicide Squad, to be honest. Thank you for your answer. Of course. Still sad we lost some great actors. We did. I'm new here. I found you recently via the Hogwarts Legacy content. I like and appreciate your honest takes on things. Thank you. Thank you, Todd. Yeah, I mean, that's what I try to, the whole point of the channel really seems to be, because I have, I have groups of people that watch certain things, but then I also have these more like open things. I hope to get you through Hogwarts or God of War, and then you check the channel and you're like, oh, he talks about everything. Oh, I like this stuff he talks about, or I like the person himself. That's what I hope to get people. And I've done pretty okay, historically. So I'm glad you feel that way. That is one of my main things. Some people will write a Bible or thread on Twitter why they hate that specific game. Yeah. And, it's tough because it's tough for me to comment on it, because then you do have the argument of, well, if you don't like it, it's kind of like what Frosk said for G4. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Or for Twitter, like if you don't like the game, don't tweet about it. It's a gray area. If you dedicate your life to just tweeting something that you hate, then it seems kind of like a waste of your time, because you say you hate it, and then but you maybe are like picking on very specific things, and maybe they're valid points that you're talking about. So it depends on the situation, I would say. But yeah, I mean, if you're writing like a 30 tweet thread on something that you really don't have any interest in, you're just hating it to hate, you're hating it for clicks or whatever, like that's different than if I like Gotham Knights and then they do something stupid and I tweet. That's not me hating. That's not me writing an essay about it or me wasting my life or, oh, get off their back. It's more productive, right? That's kind of how I look at it. Okay, and we caught back up. Just wondering what your thoughts on High on Life being roughly 50 pounds, which is roughly $60 in Xbox Store, whereas the other games are 60 pounds, $70. Well, it's also on Game Pass, though, isn't it? So, like, I'm getting it on Game Pass. I'm not even going to pay the price. So, for me, like, to say I don't care about the price, well, people can buy it, so people should probably care, those people. I don't know why there's that price discrepancy, but yeah, the Green Power Ranger, that was wild. My issue with Gaming World is that people love to judge too much and love putting others down. I get crap for loving Unravel by people who play Call of Duty. Every year we should play what we like. Yeah. Unravel, that's the Yarn game, right? I love that game. Yeah, no, you're right. And again, it's that gray area, I think people should be kind of understanding that people are not in the same. And again, like, it comes in different waves. Like, you realize it by doing different things. I always kind of knew, but like this year, say, The Devil in Me, Saints Row, stuff like that. Like, when I play Saints Row, I think it's an awful game. I think it's an absolute awful game. I almost think it's objectively, like, everybody should factually view it as a bad game. The issue is people don't, and you gotta you don't have to understand it. You just have to accept that some people are like that, but you realize that by doing that, right? So, like, I play Saints Row, and I knew that I hate it, like, playing it. I'm like, I hate this game. I do the review, and I knew, and I'm like Nostradamus. I predicted in the review, and I said people are gonna like this game. It's wild. People are actually gonna tell me that it's fine, and I'm not gonna pretend to understand why, but I'm gonna respect it as long as they respect me. If they don't respect me, then I won't respect them. But if they respect me, it's fine. And then you saw it. I saw it. I literally made the review, and I got countless comments. In fact, I got one person that kind of leaned into like, oh, you're just being negative on the game to ride the hate train that everybody else is saying. It's like, no, I actually just think it's a god-awful game. But you realize that not everybody thinks that way. You realize that the world is pretty big, and not everybody has the same tastes. And even though I think kind of fundamentally Saints Row is a bad game, and I would kind of question the people that like it. I would say, well, what are some other games you've played? Have you played these kind of games? Or, you can, lean into it a little. You can kind of jab and have fun. But, but I respect it. I get it. Devil in Me, same thing. I think that's a pretty bad game, to be honest with you. I think it's the weakest one. But yet again, Man of Medan is pretty bad as well. Let's see. the admin stuff on the new Tomb Raider game. Is it still Camilla Luddington still play? I think they're gonna use somebody different. I actually really liked her. But I think she even said she thinks they're gonna go with somebody different, and she's getting older, So if they're gonna go back a little bit younger with Laura, but I thought she did really well with her voice and just all that stuff. So I thought she was good, like really good. Nothing against her. That I didn't love the trilogy, but it wasn't because of her. Saints Row. I don't get how they're appealing to anyone. To me, it just seems like they're being an a-hole. Yeah. Well, I think there are some people. I'm looking at the tweet. I mean, like for every person that calls it out and says like it's childish, you'll have another account cry about it. They don't owe you anything. Don't buy their stuff if it hurts your feelings. Almost 7,000 likes on that tweet. And it's like, what the heck? Twitter is a dark place. Customer relations is a lost art. It is. People don't know how to be, and it's tough. Like, my wife, is like an office manager. Even when I worked at Home Depot, like you work anywhere, and one of the fundamental principles is like you kind of have to be nice. Depending on managers and situations, maybe you can be more sarcastic, or maybe you can kind of like lean into people or combat people a little bit more. But the general idea is like you kind of have to take it. You kind of have to take people being jerks to you, and you can't really dish it out one-to-one. It varies a little bit, but generally, right? So it is a tough thing to do. Any kind of customer relation, but anything where like you have to face off against somebody else, it's a tough thing. But you have to do it. And that person wasn't even being that mean. I don't actually know the deal. Like, if you have to pay more simply to play 3 days early, I think you got to give more than that, because that is kind of predatory, where I don't really want like Hogwarts actually did that, but they give you more than just playing it 3 days early. So they walk a fine line, but I don't really want it to be a norm where games have release dates, but if you pay 10, 20 extra bucks, you can play it 3 days before. Then just release it 3 days before. You're literally charging the money to have people play it early. That's pretty scummy. If it's the only thing you get. I actually don't know. If you get that for Need for Speed. If you get more than just the 3 day, then maybe the comment wasn't from the guy who's kind of started it all. Maybe it wasn't really necessary. But if it was the only thing, then Need for Speed looks worse. You know what I mean? No, I understand you, man. I'm 30 years old. I remember when Need for Speed was actually decent. Yeah. Yeah. I think I think it's like a discount kind of game. Like if I can get it on a discount later, it's one of those games I'd kind of like circle or keep an eye on Amazon or something. But just because of all the games I play, like realistically, I'm not gonna play it when it comes out, right? Like I'm gonna play Callisto, I'm gonna play Midnight Suns, and then Crisis Core comes out on the 13th, and those games come out the 2nd. So you got 11 days to play one game of that group, 2 games of the group, 3 games of the group before Crisis Core. So by the time I get to Need for Speed, it'd be roughly around Christmas, I'd imagine. You know what I mean? So why buy it day one if I'm not going to play it for like 3 weeks at the minimum? I might as well wait. Maybe it goes on sale in January. I pick it up then, So that's kind of where I'm at with the Need for Speed. A video on the Need for Speed situation. Well, depending on how busy Friday is, because I do have some videos I'll have to record Friday. Maybe it will be a weekend Podcast Now Plus video. Maybe we can do that. That'd be fun. I almost have 100% on God of War Ragnarok. Nice. I platinumed it, but I didn't get to 100%. I'd imagine I'm at like 90. I've done most things. Still got some buried treasure to dig up, stuff like that, but I didn't 100% it. Already have a weird predictions way ahead, but I think Spider-Man 2 and Hogwarts Legacy will be up there for Game of the Year. I think so. I think those would be 2 front runners. I think Resident Evil 4 remake would be another one. I think Starfield may, and I think Legend of Zelda will. Easily. So, favorite Christmas movie. Also, what's your guilty pleasure movie? Non-Christmas. Mine used to be Son of the Mask. Ooh, okay. Favorite Christmas movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That is objectively the best Christmas movie in the world. There's no arguing it. My opinion's right. So Christmas Vacation. Number 2 would be Elf. I love Die Hard, but it's in a gray area of, is it a Christmas movie? If it is a Christmas movie, Die Hard is an elite film. So, but Christmas Vacation and then Elf are my top 2. I love Polar Express, but those faces are getting to be well, I'm going to go a little bit more. Polar Express is a little bit scary with the faces. Guilty pleasure movie. So a movie that, Fast and, yeah. So a movie that is looked at as not great, but I think it's better than it is. Fast and Furious. All of them. except I don't like Tokyo Drift. I actually hate it. And I don't understand why people think. I did like it more. Tokyo Drift was okay when we watched it this year or last year, but I still think Fast 5 is objectively an amazing. That's the heist one. What they do, that one is like kind of where it peaked. But I like 6, I like 8 a lot. So Fast and Furious, but I also don't think it's a bad series. In fact, I think it's an amazing series. Did you see that Fast 10 balloon? It's got like the second highest budget of any movie in the history of films. Yeah. You got to pay Vin Diesel. And you know what? That could all be without The Rock. Like, they don't pay The Rock, and still Fast 10 is expensive. Just give him a cameo. Have you messed around with Forge? I have not. So, I just mentioned that December period around Christmas that I won't have any games to play. I'm going to jump back into Halo. That's my plan. Because I haven't played Season 2? Like, what's it called? Whatever the new update is. I haven't played it yet. So, I finally started playing Gotham. I'm going to try to get through these. No more tangents for me. I finally started playing Gotham Knights and finally enjoying it more than I thought I would. That's good. I mean, yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad. How much power do you think we'll have over the Hogwarts Legacy HUD? Probably not too much. I think map is probably where it kind of ends, like turning on and off the map. That's a good question. Because there's some games where it's very customizable what you can see and what you can't. Some games are very limited, though, what they let you take away. And I think Hogwarts will be one of those. If someone wants to play a Saints Row game, the classic games, 2 is the best. Third one's a fun time. Yeah, I see a lot of people say 2 is the best one. Someone spoiled Man of Medan for me, so I dropped the game. But honestly, thank goodness it was spoiled because I didn't want to finish it anyway. Yeah, the twist was pretty not good. I mean, the last 30 minutes was actually pretty okay with that game, but it wasn't great. If someone loves to reboot Saints Row, that's okay. But if you attack people who didn't, yeah, just don't attack them, Big ups. Thank you. Imagine one game where there is no other additions. I know, every game has more than just the standard. Even Evil West, actually, right? Evil West has more than one addition, too. What are your thoughts on some PS3 games not being on PlayStation Store? I hate it. Resistance 3 is on the store, but not 1 and 2. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale is not on the store. It's a joke. It's a goddamn joke. I will not mince words. Yeah, no, I hate it. I also don't like that you have to stream it. It's good you can play it. I mean, props to Sony, you can play it. But I'm not a fan of having to stream them. I used to work at Cricket. I've seen it all, man, when it comes to rude people. Oh my God. Can I take a shot at Cricket? Because I was going to make a joke that, like, nobody uses Cricket. But you know what? My mom actually did. My mom used Cricket when I first got my cell, like back 10, 13 years ago. My mom used Cricket. Is Cricket still around? I don't know. Kenneth, oh my God. Glad to say hi while you're live and support you. See the rumors from Mirror UK site about Giant Up filming for Pirates in February. Are you kidding me? Well, firstly, thanks, buddy. Good to see you. It's been a while. Do you hang out in these streams, or do you do you hang out and not comment, or do you pop in and out? But no, it's not. It's good to see you, man. And Giant Up not returning to Pirates of the Caribbean. The first article is that he won't return. It was reported earlier this year. It goes back and forth, man. I think it's possible because I'll tell you 2 reasons why I think it's possible JD comes back. Number 1, Jerry Bruckheimer a few weeks ago was asked if he'd ever make a Pirates movie with him, and he said yes. There's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is the Margot Robbie movie was canceled. So, there's multiple reasons why you may cancel a female-led, or not even female-led. The entire cast is female with Margot Robbie leading. There's multiple reasons why you would cancel that movie, but one of them could be that you're back on board with Johnny and you want to do something there. So I hope every day. I hope every day because I would want nothing more than to cover a Pirates movie again. And it would be the last one, at least with him. It'd be the last one, and it would just be so special, I think, to kind of be a part. I was a part of 5 historically, but it'd be fun to kind of be a big part. Usually the channel's a lot bigger now, so thanks again for the super chat, buddy. Need for Speed at the moment is getting milked bad with the number of movies there are. Wait, new Need for Speed. They do movies? Wasn't there the one with Aaron Paul? Did he make a Need for Speed movie, or was that another? Was that like Drive or some other car like movie? What are your thoughts on the drama with Callisto Protocol season pass and all the people baby raging over it? Well, I made a video earlier today actually, but the short of it is I get it to an extent because death animations, hiding deaths in a paid thing is sketchy, but I'm actually on their side, Callisto Protocol side, where you get so much in the season pass with the new modes, 2 new modes, and a story DLC. I think that the deaths are part of it, but they are not the main part of it. So I don't think it's as big of a deal. But as we just talked about for the last 20 minutes, right? Different people have different opinions. I don't think I'd boycott it over it, though. And I've seen some people say that. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. And I am excited for the season pass, honestly. I mean, 2023 going to have super tough, big content. They are. All great Christmas movies. Thank you. I'm still trying to get that RE4 Collector's Edition. Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, those kind of things, specifically Resident Evil, I think it's going to be kind of hard, right? Home Alone, yeah, I love Home Alone 1's incredible. 2 is good, too. Home Alone 1 is really good. Hey, how's it going? Good. How about you? Question. What do you think is the right way to market a video game in general? Oh, man. Market a video game in general. So like I'd probably say a blend of showing enough but not too much, which is, tough to do, but maybe like a thing every year leading in, and then once you get to the final year, you kind of go out. I'll tell you this, and this is a little skewed because I'm a content creator. I would lean into the content creator stuff. I would do events like Hogwarts Legacy invited a YouTuber out to talk to them. Like, that's cool and that's different. So kind of leaning into social media, leaning into Twitter and YouTube. I would not do what Need for Speed or Saints Row did. I wouldn't get combative with people. Maybe sarcastic, but I also, you leave people alone and you let them talk and you let the game speak. That's the thing, honestly. I didn't even see Need for Speed like through this thread. Didn't really see people talk about that. If the game is good, just let it talk. Just release the game and say, hey, we'll show you how good the game is. We don't need to fight for it or against it. We're just going to show you the game. And then the game's really good and people just accept it. And, so that's something, I didn't see. This isn't Christmas movie. That's okay. But the first 2 scary movies are so great. I've only seen, I think, the first one from front to back. And it's been a long time. Long time. I think I saw the first scary movie after I saw, I watched all the Screams 1 through 4 kind of back to back to back to back. So I think I watched it around then. There is a RoboCop game coming out. I hope to play it. Sure. I think I'd play it. I like RoboCop. Have you ever thought EA used the same engine as the golf games? Yeah, I saw that story of they used the golf and then he used it for Lord of the Rings because of the far-reaching. And then there's a thing I saw that was it Wired that he did that interview on that he talks about that. I watched that. That's pretty funny and pretty creative. Pretty creative. I still like Saints Row 4. I didn't mind it. Love Christmas. Same. I did see Black Adam. I liked it a lot. It's fun. It's one of those movies that ends multiple times and then it keeps going, and it's like, okay, it has to end eventually. But I liked it quite a bit. I like The Rock. I'm kind of, a softie for him, so, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was a fun film. The action was fun. Very Zack Snyder-like with the combat or the fighting. They have a reference to All-Stars, and I saw that. Yeah. I hope we get a new one with Crash. Agreed. I know, I saw that, and it'll be awesome. I do hang out in the chats. Big shift in work over the last few months, so been a huge transition. Oh, man. Well, best of luck. Hopefully you don't have to work on Thanksgiving. But good to see you, man. You make my day, Alex. Thanks, buddy. I think he means Fast and Furious, not Need for Speed. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I can see it. When people say there's been too many Fast and Furiouses and it should have ended like 10 years ago, like, I understand. I don't agree. I do not agree, because I think the franchise has given a lot to society. But I get it. All right, last little bunch, and then we'll go for a couple more minutes. I didn't use it either. I used Verizon. Oh, man, that's like blasphemy. You should have been fired. Imagine. Well, I think people do that. Like, if you work at home. Well, when I worked at Home Depot, there is a hatred for Lowe's, and I hate Lowe's too. There's a hatred for Lowe's inside of Home Depot, inside the core of the workers at Home Depot. You don't, like, bring up Lowe's. You just don't do it. So, yeah. I don't know. Different companies are different, I suppose. My bad, I meant Fast and Furious. That's okay. Rumors I saw today is it's called A Day at Sea and a spin-off series to go through Jack's backstory. Maybe that's where the $300 million... Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I would prefer a Pirates 6. You end it big, but if you wanted to do a spin-off thing, and if that's where you want to end his story, just do some Pirates project with Johnny Depp. That's it. That's all I ask. I guess it doesn't have to be Pirates 6 if you don't want it to. It could be like Obi-Wan's show. Now, I didn't really like Obi-Wan, the show, but I don't know. I feel like Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, written right, could make anything watchable. The rest of it could be bad, but he could carry quite a bit as Jack, done well. So, wouldn't it be cool if they did a reboot of the Italian Job game for... I don't know what that is either. Like, there's the Godfather series, the game series, that I actually liked quite a bit. I can see JD coming back for one last movie. Me too. This might just be my personal opinion, but I honestly don't think Margot Robbie's that great of an actress. I see like different camps. I kind of think I'm a little weird where it's like, well, based off her comments and stuff, I really don't like her as a person, and I don't think she's good for Pirates or quite a bit of stuff. But I actually think she is an above average actress. But there are some people that just say, I don't like what she said about Pirates, and I think she's bad as an actress. I like her. I like her as Harley. I don't think she's ever really had, like, James Gunn's script was maybe the most solid, right? But Birds of Prey, I thought, was horribly written. So it's not like she had a lot to work with there. Ayer and the Suicide Squad. Oh, God. So my kids loved the new Home Alone, and I was shocked. I didn't even watch it. I know that Ellie Kemper, who was in The Office, she's in it, so that's cool, but I didn't watch it. It would be tough. They can only make one more movie. At this point, I'm not interested to see another Pirates movie. I am only with him. After the Wayne Bros weren't able to have a hand in the Scary Movie franchise, it went downhill. They only worked on Scary Movie 1 and 2. It could come back, though, because everything's coming back. Nightmare Before Christmas. See, yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas we see as a Halloween movie. So I never rank it with Christmas stuff because it's our first one we watch for Halloween time. So I always view it as a Halloween movie. Edward Scissorhands is a fantastic one. Lots of horror movies. The Rock did, yeah, he did. The Rock was great as it. Do you think Ragnarok's ending warrants a third game? Without spoiling it, I do think it warrants more games, not a third in the Norse mythology. That's how I would answer that question. That's a tough one. If you want my answer though, Owen, I made a video talking about what's next for God of War. I think that's the title. What's next for God of War? So I think it was over the weekend, so you have to go back a few days. I spoil it, and we talk about it there. It should have ended a while ago. It should be like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead should have ended a while ago, too. I did hear about the Disney CEO. I don't think fixing Disney is going to work by bringing back the guy who kind of started, like, Chapek really hurt them the last couple years, but Iger really started it all. He made the deals. He put everything into motion, and he started it going downhill, and then he left, and then Chapek kind of continued it. And so I don't think bringing back a familiar face is going to... Huh? Epic? That's what Epic, what's going on, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving day before. I like Margot Robbie as an actress, but I don't like her ideas. Yes. After I watched Cruella, I feel like Emma Stone could have been a better... Yeah, Emma Stone's good. She's a good actress. Fast and Furious is the reason I love the Nissan GTR Skyline. And here's the weird thing. I don't even like cars. I don't collect. I don't know anything about cars. I don't know models. I don't know old cars. I don't know new cars. I don't even watch. The worst thing is I don't even watch Fast and Furious for the vehicles. I really don't. Maybe like the action, but I really don't watch it like for the car aspect at all. So that's the funniest part, is I'm just really weird with it. Violent Night. Oh, I saw the trailer for, yeah, that's David, how do you say his name? How do you say his name? David whatever. Yeah, that looks fun. What else would you like to see from Dead Island 2? I want to see all the playable characters. I think we need like a deep dive, which we're going to get December 6th or whatever they said for Dead Island 2. We need that. Probably like a 20-minute gameplay, just show some side stuff, show crafting, show zombies, show moving around the environment. Just, kind of like Hogwarts, what I was asking for Hogwarts. Just a 20-minute, no cuts, just walk around, do stuff. And I think that would work. The Walking Dead did come to an end, Epic. I saw quite a few scenes from it. It looked good. I enjoyed Peacemaker, though. I never watched it. What do you think of Witcher's next-gen update? I'm happy with it. It still looks generally the same. Like, it's not a remake. It's not 2022, a Witcher made for this year. But the amount of stuff that they're adding to that game almost 8 years later, for free, is pretty unheard of. It's pretty nuts. So I give them a lot of credit. I do. Next year is going to be bigger for games than this year. Yeah, no, I agree. Kind of goes full circle, doesn't it? I was saying that earlier. I'm excited. Again, I cover games a lot. The ones I'm more passionate about when we get closer. So you've seen like a lot of Callisto videos. Obviously, you've seen a lot of God of War and Gotham Knights and Hogwarts. But I really do that for many games once they release, and just it's been all over the place. So I'm really excited. Just every month or twice a month, just like I want to have a week where every day is a Jedi Survivor video because Survivor comes out in 2 weeks, or what's another one? I'm interested in a couple different smaller games next year as well, but Starfield or Redfall, like I'm excited for it because I like to cover games. I like to talk about multiple. I get burned out. Like if I make too many God of War videos, I love God of War. I love Ragnarok. If I make too many, I kind of feel like I want to push myself away from the franchise a bit. Where it's like, all right, I've made enough. I did that for Scream, even Hogwarts. Like I can't make a Hogwarts video a day for like a year. I can't do it because eventually I'll be like, I just don't enjoy doing this anymore. I want to talk about other things. And so when you have other things to talk about, which is other games, it makes me very happy. And it's been an up and down year where it hasn't always been like that. But next year, and even now, like I'm talking about Callisto, I'm talking about Midnight Suns, still doing some God of War stuff, and it's not getting boring because I'm not just talking about God of War. I really haven't talked about Gotham Knights at all, but I've kind of come back, and Suicide Squad. Like it feels good. It feels good, the era, this time period of November, that we're in. And hopefully we can go into next year and it could be sweet. Can't wait for the Callisto Protocol next week. Same. I'm pumped. I really am. I'm really excited. I really like the Corella. Yeah. I like Emma. Emma Thompson. She's good, too. She's a good actress. Emma Stone's awesome, too. This year was brutal for me since God of War, Gotham Knights, and RE DLC came out super close. Yep. I really loved the Shadows of Rose DLC, too. That was a great DLC. And odd, because some people will tell me that I hate everything and that I'd never say anything positive, and yet I liked a lot of things this year. But when do you think they'll release the official trailer for Scream 6? Outside chance, next week. Late next week. Inside chance, first 2 weeks of December. So that would be my guess. Thanks for advice. Next year, my game is coming out. I'm making it Inside of Dreams. Nice. Let me know. Follow me on Twitter or something and message me. There's a couple people I talk to that are like community people that they're making games on Dreams, and I like to play them or cover them. So definitely let me know, and maybe I'll check it out or something. Depends on when it comes out or whatever. Or if you want me to, but I'd love to do that. But best of luck to you. Some games this year, not gonna lie, came close with each other. They did. Titan Gamer HD, what's up, buddy? Pick any game to be remade. Any game to be the Sly trilogy. Honestly, because it's more than one. Huh? Dragon Age. Dragon Age, I feel like we'll get a remaster eventually. I'd go back because like Sly's older than Dragon Age. Any games from the mid 2000s, like 2004 to 7. I think Dragon Age was 8 or 7. Uncharted, I suppose. And I think honestly, I would say this: if you could give me a Sly Cooper trilogy remake, I'd cry. I probably would cry. And people would laugh. Hey, Alex, it's been a while since you talked about Crash. Not true. I talked about Wumpa League 2 days ago. Epic. I made a video on Wumpa League 2 days ago. And I will talk about Crash quite a bit, buddy, when that game gets closer. God of War 1 remake, yes. Keith, watch the channel in the next couple days because I got a little topic for that. I'm a little worried for Scream 6. Yeah, I am too. But every time I see stuff on it, I like it. Like, I'm always genuinely excited when stuff... So, it's odd. What's one sequel you wish could have happened? Pirates... Well, sequel... Does that mean second movie or second thing? Or does it just mean a new entry? Because if you're talking movie, Pirates. If you're talking game, a sequel to a game that didn't happen... Sly. But maybe like they just moved on. Infamous 3. I would have preferred Infamous 3 over Second Son. So something like that. Don't pay attention to people who think you're nothing but negative. And I just joke about it. I don't think you're negative, Alex. Ignore the gaslighter. I appreciate your honest reviews. Thank you. And I appreciate it. I know. I lean into that. It's not... There are people that think it. I think maybe I exaggerate it too much and I make it out to be like everybody thinks it. I do think there's people that genuinely think I hate like everything, but it is a small amount of people. But I always find it funny, so I kind of focus on them. It's, you can't always do it, but it's fun to bring up. But sometimes Christy believes it. She'll say, stop being so negative. And I say, I'm not. She doesn't like it when other people are mean to me, which is good. I'd like a remake, remastered classic Tomb Raider. That would be good. Thanks always. Also, you're not always negative. You're just how you feel. Some don't understand. Agreed. I wonder if they'll remake. Yeah, so Epic. That's a tough one. I almost feel they will remake RE5 next, and I really don't want them to. I don't think it needs it. It's not as universally loved as the others, so I feel like you should probably stop here. Or do like Code Veronica or something. How long do you reckon Hogwarts Legacy will take to complete? So I think like 20 hours for the story and probably like 50 to do everything in the game. I don't think the game's going to be like a 70, 80, 90 hour thing. So that's my personal guess. Second movie. Oh, so we got one movie and then it ended. I don't know. I don't watch enough movies, I think, to honestly answer that question. Christmas Vacation 2. Elf 2. I'll just go all Christmas themed. That's tough. Honestly, it's just because I don't watch. And if I do watch movies, they're probably like franchise movies, and they do get sequels. You know what I mean? So, if Jedi Survivor is shown at the Game Awards, do you think gameplay will be shown? Both. I think gameplay would be shown, yeah. Out of all the content creators, who do you believe will be the next co-host the gameplay showcase? Retro. I think Retro Raconteur. I think Andy, because the channel's bigger and all that, I think he, I would take either of them, or I would say either of them. The thing that would, I think, put Andy out of the running is he's not in America. He's not in the US of A. So I don't think they would fly him to here. So I think Retro would be the one. I would prefer it to be me, but it's not. So I have a feeling Ari, and one will be, I agree. I think Code Veronica would be sweet, but I wonder if it's possible for Sony to buy Crash. I think they'd have to sell it. Like Activision would have to want to relinquish the rights to Crash. And don't forget, Sony or Naughty Dog sold it to them in the first place. So kind of like no take back, kind of the thing like that, sadly. Scream 6 is going to be interesting, especially with Jenna's character. Indeed. I'm glad we got some kind of, under the radar Scream fans in just the general gaming fandom, because, obviously I will be having many Scream videos and live streams once it gets a little bit more busy. I'm excited for it. And obviously, very different group. Most of them aren't here, and most of you guys won't be there, and I understand that. I understand. Just know that it's going to happen, though. I'm not going to change the channel for it. Yes, Keith, I agree with you. Jenna Ortega is the younger sister in Scream 5. That was Tara. I thought she was better than Sam, who was Melissa Barrera. And doesn't Wednesday come out today? Oh, I don't know when I'm going to watch that. Wednesday came out today. I'm excited. I still haven't watched Disenchanted, which I honestly want to watch. Persona game. Oh, yeah. Persona 6, can I nominate that to be shown at the Game Awards? That'd be sweet. Have you played Outlast? I did. I loved Outlast. I honestly loved Outlast 2. No, Persona 5. I loved Outlast quite a bit, both of them. And I think I'm allowed to say I was invited to do the beta of Trials on Steam. I played it, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But I do like them. They're very scary. I'm kind of a baby with that, but I handled it okay. And, yeah. I'm hopeful for the Silent Hill. Me too. What's up, Alex? What's up? Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Same back to you. 3-part question. All right. Do you like duck? I think I've had it, and I think I'd say yes. I don't think I don't. What is your go-to gravy? Okay, so it's the beef gravy. The one that comes in like the glass one. That's beef, so it's more like brown. I prefer that over turkey or chicken gravy. It's beef. Beef all day. Callisto review score. Oh, yeah. I may do a video on that, but good question. Review score prediction. 86. High 8s, but not into the 9s, and maybe not too high into the 8s. I'll say 86. Thanks for the questions, buddy. That's a good one. WTH is going on with Wonder Woman game. Do you think it's I do, honestly, Alex. I know I was actually one of the only ones saying that I think it's more done than other people think it is. I think the writing kind of has been on the wall, though, that it probably isn't as done as I thought it was. I got to take the L. there. You may not be able to believe this, guys. I was wrong. But I'm not sorry about it. So I think the plan with the Dead Space remake was to do Dead Space 1 remake and then make a new Dead Space. That's what I believe the plan is. But that team is making the Iron Man game next, so the next Dead Space game is years, which I don't really like the strategy there. Good content, by the way. Keep it up. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Al. I recognize your name. Hope you're doing well, man. Code Veronica remake should have been done before RE4. Agreed. At least Toys for Bob did make a great... It did. And, yeah, they do. They have a team that understands what makes a Crash game a Crash game. Now, the issue with Crash 4 is I am kind of on the side that I believe it didn't really sell all that well. I know there's kind of that fighting of, well, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I kind of feel like it didn't, which is disappointing because I think Crash 4 deserved to sell well. It is a legit Crash game that we haven't had in decades. So I appreciate what they did for the series. You can never take that away from Toys for Bob or those people. What do you think about the Borderlands movie? I'm a little excited. I'll be honest. It could be awful, but I'm a little excited for it. I'm a fan of the franchise, except new Tales. Me too, man. I hate the new Tales in the Borderlands. Bit skeptical about the movie. Yeah, I think it could go either. Like, it could be god-awful and almost like an inadvertent parody of itself, or it could be really good. Like, I really do think it's got a big swing. Yeah. Yeah, Wednesday is out. So far, I like it. Now, Beth, is it just one episode, or is it, like, what is it? Or is it, no, I don't, is it all of them? Did they release all of Wednesday? No, but Netflix does that, so maybe it's all of them. Oh, shoot. I'm glad you like it. I think she's great. I think she makes a really good Wednesday, so I think I'm going to like it. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be hard to watch a Scream movie without Dewey. Yeah, or without Nev, honestly. Wednesday came out on a Wednesday. It's perfect. Now, it should have came out in October on a Wednesday, but I'll take it. Toys for Bob, did they work on Spyro? I think they did, right? Because there was a lot of weird, like the studios that made, well, let me look. Toys for Bob. I'll just look on their Wikipedia. I think they did, though. Let's see. Yeah, they did Crash Insane Trilogy, Reignited, and then Crash 4, It's About Time. And now they're just a Call of Duty team because Activision honestly sucks. Honestly, they're the worst. They really are. Been cooking all day for the feast tomorrow. Just wanted to drop by and say hello. Well, thanks for being here, and good luck on all the cooking. I'm going to start soon, too, and then tomorrow. But I appreciate it. I think Wonder Woman is either late next year or early 2024. Yeah, I think it's probably like a first half 2024 thing at this point. Yeah, the Borderlands movie should be an animated movie. No soup for you. What? I only like select soups. Am I the only one who doesn't? Oh, Seinfeld? Am I the only one who doesn't want to see anything else from Hogwarts Legacy? That's fair. That's a fair want. God of War was a breath of fresh air in that it just didn't care to show us anything. You know, it was pretty special. They released all up. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the info. I guess I got to start watching it, huh? Maybe I can do that as a review on the second channel or something because I do want to talk about it. Yeah, and the Iron Man game. Lots of stuff. Movies or series you want to see from Nintendo? Bayonetta would be an interesting one. Even though Bayonetta has not historically been exclusive, except for 3. But that'd be kind of cool. Hello, lurking and listening in while at work. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you breaking the rules of whatever job you have. risking your work. No, I appreciate it. I mean, RE5. Yeah, no, I liked RE5. I just think universally it is not received as well. But I actually really liked it. I played it with one of my close friends, and we had a blast. We had a blast playing it. So I wouldn't mind it. And but I don't know. It depends on what else they'd rather make. Chris Pratt should be Bayonetta. I agree with that. I agree. All right, guys. Seems like a good time to call it. I want to thank you. This was a lot of fun. Easily the most diverse, in a good way, diverse, the live stream I've done in a while. No, we had a lot of different topics and a lot of fun discussions. So I'll stop it here. Got to go get food or whatever. But you guys rock. Happy Thanksgiving. I will, while you're here, I do want to do this again I think this is probably good for like holidays and stuff. So hopefully around Christmas time, like right before Christmas and New Year's, we'll do more of these kind of hangout Q&A things. But this was a blast. Honestly, a blast. Hopefully you guys had fun, and we kept the train rolling and talked about different stuff. So tomorrow I will have videos up. I won't be doing stuff tomorrow, but there will be videos that go up throughout the day. And yeah, I'll be back Friday, weekend videos, all that stuff, and we'll go from there, okay? Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Stop by for 20, 30 minutes tomorrow to watch my videos, and then peace out. And yeah, follow me on Twitter, stuff like that. Links are all in the description if you guys want to check them out. And thank you. I go on way too long for these endings. Have